Folks, Pastor Rocky Branch, hope you're doing great today. You know, it's an amazing thing to think about today because it's Valentine's Day. Want to make sure all you men don't mess up today. Make sure you get your wife, your loved one, a card, some candy, maybe some roses, whatever the case may be. But you know, it's very important not to have Valentine's just one day a year, but to have it all the time. It's very important to remember that love covers all, the Bible says. In fact, I recently did a video on that, how important love is. You know, it's something very important, the word love. We throw it around sometimes like it's, just like it's something very loose to deal with. But actually, it's a very strong commitment. When you tell someone you love them, it's very important. However, we as Americans, we as people that have a lot of words in our vocabulary, we sometimes don't think about the words that we use. For example, this article sitting by me is something that some of you are very familiar with. Some of you have no idea what it is. Some of you folks are looking at this saying, that's a rock. All I know, it looks like a rock. And many of you, in fact, grew up with this very substance here by my side. You had this and it was very important to you. And you already know what it is, so I'm going to tell the rest. It's coal. You know, coal is an energy, a heating energy that has kept many a family warm in the dead of winter. You know, coal is brought in on a truck into the yard and it's dumped out, and then it's mostly in big pieces. A lot of it, you have to take a sledgehammer and break it up. Then you carry it in buckets in the house. You don't carry a lot in because you don't need a whole lot from time to time. You need it for a long period of time, but you don't need a bunch piled up in the house. What normally would happen is the fire would get started. It would get kind of built up pretty good. Along about bedtime, Dad would come with a big chunk of coal, put it in the fire, and it would keep the fire going all night long. Because coal is a slow-burning fuel, and it gets very hot, and it stays hot for a long time. But we don't use coal much anymore. But, you know, when you think about coal, the word, you think about, a lot of things. A lot of people say cold-blooded, or that person is cold. Well, it's the same word. It's spelled the same way. It just means something different. This is a piece of coal, petroleum. It heats. You can light it on fire with a match. It's the same word. It's just used in a different way. Well, that's the way love is. You know, a lot of people love one thing, and then they love another, and then they love another, and we just kind of toss our love around. But love as a commitment covers everything. For example, last night, Carolina played Duke down at Cameron, down in Coach K's field, down in Duke, and North Carolina lost the game. And we had people all across North Carolina that didn't go to church last night because they wanted to watch the game. Now, whoever they pulled for doesn't make any difference. But here's a good example. There's a lot of people that love sports more than they love God. And you say, now, hold on. I don't love sports more than I love God. Well, let me ask you, where's your allegiance? Where's your allegiance? Where's your faithfulness to? Oh, you say, I don't think you don't love God if you miss a night of church and watch a ball game. I didn't say that. Those are your words you're putting in. My question is, the love factor that we have when somebody says, I love basketball, I love football, or I love baseball, or I love shopping, or I love vacationing, or I love swimming, or whatever the case may be. It's a different word entirely when we say, I love God. Loving God completely is critically important to understand. You see, many a night, the coal product, the petroleum product that's sitting here by me, many nights, that very product was put in an old pot-belly stove in most cases and kept the family warm, or at least the house warm, through the night. Why? Because it did exactly what it was supposed to do. Coal was designed, made, and is mined for that very purpose. See, you and I have been created and made for a purpose. That purpose is to serve Jesus Christ. And without love, we cannot do that. Oh, we'll get tired of labor, I promise you. We'll get aggravated with folks, no doubt about it. But love covers all. So today on Valentine's Day, let me ask you, who you're loving? Oh, you say, I've got a girlfriend, I got a wife, I got a boyfriend, got a husband, whatever the case may be. No, not what I'm talking about. What about God? Where is your love, and how is your love for the one that created you? Are you using it for the purpose by which it was intended? I pray that's so. And I pray you have a good Valentine's Day. By the way, fellows, don't forget the lady today. It'll be better if you don't. God bless you. We love you. And goodbye.